Welcome to our coverage from Bioprocessing International European Summit here in Vienna. With such a fast-paced industry, it's sometimes hard to keep up with the most current trends. We asked a selection of speakers here at the conference what they saw as the emerging trends in the industry. Here's what they had to say.
So the biggest trends really are that all of the molecules, so the biotherapeutics people are making, are becoming a lot more complicated than the standard monoclonals or standard single proteins which have been out there. So you see that there's a trend towards things like gene therapy, cell therapy, antibody-drug conjugates, people playing around with FC fusions and that sort of thing. So those changes are really there and happening in the field currently. Which again all need of course some sort of manufacturing, purification and downstream.
Well, this year I think we have a number of trends in play. Certainly the trend towards single-use technology with all the offerings that it provides in terms of increased speed, agility, flexibility, reduced costs, that trend continues to strengthen around the industry, around the globe. And we predict going forward that because of those improvements and those advantages, that single-use technology will continue to grow and penetrate the industry further in the future. We don't think it's a panacea for all manufacturing requirements and applications, but certainly single-use continues to strengthen as a tool in our toolbox for manufacturing biopharmaceuticals. Another trend that we see in this year strengthening is the interest in the evaluation of continuous manufacturing. As you know, continuous manufacturing is not new to the industry. It's been around since the beginning, actually, of the industry in various forms, and a number of drugs are made continuously today and have been made that way for a number of years or decades in some cases. But with the advances of single-use technology making processes simpler, the complexity of continuous manufacturing is in fact reduced through the advent of single-use systems. And so installing and running continuously is easier and faster in single-use technology. And that's why we think that there is more attention being paid to continuous processing in these recent years. Going forward, the jury is out on whether continuous processing will, dominate or begin to take more of a role in the manufacture of drugs going forward. Market forces will determine that. Trends that are driving continuous manufacturing include not just the ease of single-use technology, but the pursuit of smaller systems, more consistent manufacturing quality, the avoidance of having to scale up, so scaling out versus scaling up, and those sorts of advantages. So in this particular trend, the jury's out as to whether or not continuous bioprocessing will be used for any drugs that are really not unstable in the reactors. Historically, it's been used for products that are not stable in the bioreactor. And going forward, the question is, will continuous manufacturing be chosen for drugs that are stable in the reactor and which can be produced more efficiently via continuous processing? So that question stands out there. And we'll see how it rolls out over the next 5 years. But as I said, it's been around a long time. I've been around 40 years in bioprocessing, and I've seen continuous processing come and go three decades in a row, and this is now the 4th decade. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not continuous bioprocessing grows or passes.
Well, I work primarily in downstream processing, and this is a really exciting time in downstream processing because we're seeing a lot of possibility for innovation. I think the door was kind of opened a bit with the single-use technologies that have come on board, and that has allowed folks to think a little bit more broadly about the kinds of operations they might introduce in downstream processing, from non-chromatographic or so-called alternative separation processes, something that's near and dear to my heart, and also continuous modes of operation. It's very exciting.
So the biggest trends that we have are to try and tie together different types of analytical methods. So you might have a chemistry method like mass spec and a biology method like a cell-based assay, and it's to try and understand how those two are really coming together with the analytics, so we can explain one feature using another, and we call that orthogonal methods.
So currently, of course, it's also over the last year, single-use technologies, it's definitely one trend we see also here at PPI. But there's also a hot trend, continuous processing, continuous biomanufacturing. There are different names for it, but on the end, it's all about to deliver solutions, integrated continuous manufacturing solutions to the industry.
So there you have it. Do you think there are any trends that we've missed? Want to discuss these trends further? Well, head over to our Twitter page and join in the conversation. Make sure to check out the website in the link below to watch all the highlights and more interviews from this year's conference. And we look forward to seeing you next year in Amsterdam.